Business. This is business. This is business. I'm not talking about having fun and playing on your iPhone. I'm not talking about wasting time on Facebook to meet friends that you went to high school with. I'm talking about building brand equity. Because at the end of the day, once you have brand equity, you're in the game. There's brands in Bordeaux that still sell because of some classification in 1855. Brand equity, my friends. Brand equity. And all of you, collectively as an industry, we, me included, we have given away our brand equity in the past. And there's no reason to do that. Zero. It is not in the best interest of you to have anybody control your brand. I promise you don't want me to. Because I'm going to make tons of profit against it. And you're going to lose money. And so the fact of the matter is this. You can have any decision you want about this. You can think it's the stupidest movement of all time. Twitter is stupid, 140 characters. Facebook is for college kids. The internet is a fad, this and that. I don't care what you think, personally. I think plenty of things personally. You are running a business. Every person in this room, regardless of what you're in, you have something to sell. Whether it's a report on the industry, a wine, products that you represent as a retailer, an importer, a supplier, you're a winery, you're a press, every person here has something to sell. We are living through a word-of-mouth economy. You know what scares me? When I went to Napa in February of 07, last year, yeah. February of last year, I almost got kicked out of Napa. Because I spoke and I said, you guys have no idea how little anybody gives a crap about Napa. They live in a bubble. They think the brand Napa means so much. And it's so easy to know. There's a site called Google. I don't know if you guys heard about it. You can get results on how many times people search things. It's a very substantial pulse of what people give a crap about, right? And I told them, I said, you let your brand be in the hands of other people. And even scarier, your consumer relations, the way you treat people when they walk into your tasting room, you age profile. If a 50-year-old in a suit and tie comes in, you think you're going to sign them up for the club and sell them 10 cases of reserve cab. And if a 22-year-old comes in with jeans and a t-shirt, you think he's there to get drunk. What's dangerous about that is that many of these 22-year-olds, and by the way, increasingly many of these 50-year-olds, are armed with word of mouth. People will walk out of your tasting room, out of your tasting, out of your wine dinner, out of your event, and they will Twitter and Facebook that you stink if you're mean. And lots of people will see it. I want to give you a quick little analogy from Hollywood. There was a movie in America, maybe here too, everywhere I guess, called Bruno. Sacha Baron Cohen. Bruno spent a crap load of money in marketing. Opened $42 million on a Wednesday night. Huge opening. You know, he had that boat rap movie that a lot of you saw, so he had a lot of hype. Bruno came out, he was on Conan, and now every show. $42 million opening. One of the biggest for Wednesday night. Thursday, the biggest drop-off in Hollywood history. In the history of Hollywood. Why? Because every person came out of the movie theater on Wednesday and started texting, Facebooking, and Twittering that the movie sucked. And overnight, a few months ago, the movie industry has changed. There are movies right now still in production that were supposed to come out, but the studios know they're not good, and they don't have that 2 to 3 to 4 week buffer anymore to let the word of mouth spread enough. And now, since it's 24 hours, they don't have that buffer to make their cash, and their entire business has changed. Same for us guys. You are now one tasting away from having a phenomenal showing where everybody walks out with tweets and Facebook's flip cams are in the crowd, people are taping what you're talking about, content is everywhere, the world is changing rapidly, brands are being redefined, and what I'm fascinated about is this. I have a book right now. It's a business book that came out in the US. It's called Crush It. It talks about all this stuff. I spent no money promoting it in traditional media. Zero. It's number 2 on the New York Times bestseller list. It's number 5 on the Wall Street Journal bestseller list. The other 4 books that are in my realm right now spent millions of dollars in traditionally to get it up there. Tons of TV. Jim Cramer's #1, he beat me by 300 bucks. He's been hawking it on his show for a month. This book sold for one reason, because all of us are emerging into a new economy. If you want to write down anything I say today, I promise this is the one you want to write down. We are all going into the thank you economy, where you have to be good first. People are not going to be sold to. They have filtered it out. Many of you have email lists and mailing lists, and I know if you've been pounding your consumer for the last 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, you know that the return on that list is diminishing every day. Because people want content, but more than that, they want caring. You can win very simply. Be good. Care about your customer. Actually give a crap about them. Because I promise you, I've been in this business my whole life, and one of the last things I ever hear wineries talk about is the consumer. They talk about distribution, they talk about having relations with the proper retailers. I promise you, you can have a relationship with Tesco and Costco and throw in 5 or 7 other major players. If you have a relationship with the actual consumer and they know you actually care about them, it blows all that crap out of the water. Because things will continue to change. People will get into the business, there'll be new players, but what doesn't change is when a consumer knows that you care about them, and you actually do. When you guys, you know what's so funny to me? I sit here and I know in my heart that there's a lot of people in this audience right now that have wineries that get emails from customers and they don't answer every one of them. Or they have some half-ass person in their organization taking care of that because it's not important. And I see faces smiling and nodding right now because it's happening. There has been a delusional outlook on business in our industry because of how many layers there are between the people that make the product and the people that drink it. Not only is there suppliers, there's distributors, and there's retailers, and then there's press. That's 4 big layers between you guys and the consumer. I'm devastated for the people that own wineries that are not around to see this anymore. The people that did most of their business in the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s. They missed out because the opportunity for you guys to connect with the consumer at 0 cost. 0 sweat. Rolling up your sleeves. Using your heart. 0. You guys have been throwing 20, 30K at full page ads, this and that. It's doing nothing. Converts 0. Actually caring about customers. Getting out there and working. And using these tools that people think are so silly to connect with people. These tools aren't silly. These tools allow us to scale our caring. That is insane. And I'm taking full advantage of it. And I hope others do as well. I really, really do.